Hi everybody, this is Robin, live from the Robin's Nest, giving you yet and still another Michael's moment. Okay, now yes, I'm not wearing my t-shirt. I know, I'm sorry, but hey, I got my keychain, and if you can hear my iTunes in the back, you will hear that I am playing the This Is It soundtrack. Okay, I'll do my best to make this as brief as I can because I really need to get some sleep. But this is what's been going on in the past week of the Michael Jackson case. Okay, uh, when it comes to defending, when it comes to an attorney defending his client, especially when a person, especially when a victim was either seriously hurt or lost their life, one of the things that is done the most is a tendency to blame the victim. And that is what is happening here. And there are reports of saying that um, when it came to the dosage of propofol that was given by Dr. Conrad Murray, Dr. Murray admitted to giving the 25 milligrams of propofol, which should have been enough, he said, not to kill him, and also enough to knock out a small child. He also said that he had been trying to wean Jackson off of propofol for the past 6 weeks that he had been working with him, and that he had been trying to wean him off of a lot of hard prescription narcotics anyway. And that what they're also going to try and do is they're going to try and show that Michael was a very, very heavy prescription drug user way before Dr. Conrad Murray came on the scene. Now, the final coup de grace about the whole idea of Michael and drug use is that they're going to also try and say in the whole blame the victim defense, they're going to also say that Dr. Murray did give Michael the initial 25 milligrams, but that when Murray went to the bathroom, when he went into the bathroom for 2 minutes, Michael apparently woke up and was frustrated that he was awake and couldn't get back to sleep. And in his frustration, Michael gave himself the rest of the propofol. And that is why in the autopsy report it shows that there was like 100 times the lethal limit in his body. They're going to try and say that basically, in a sense, Michael committed suicide. That it wasn't an intentional suicide, but an accidental suicide. And I don't know. I don't think so. I just can't. Do I think that there is something really fishy about this? Yes, I do. But I'll get to that in a moment. But it's not just that they're also going to try and say. They're also going to try and say that Dr. Murray could never really tell just exactly when Michael Jackson was asleep because, get this, you sit down, Dr. Murray could never really tell when Michael was asleep because he slept with his eyes open. Okay. Yeah, right. Baloney. This is the way I look at that, okay? Yes, there have been reports that there are people who do sleep with their eyes open. Now, it's not said whether or not Michael's eyes were closed a little or open really, really wide, but that's what the defense is going to try and say, and they're going to try and bring in Lisa Marie Presley and Debbie Rowe and the nanny Graceful Wanda, who was supposedly called Michael's wife. And they're also going to bring in any other girlfriend and lover that Michael had, and to say that when he was asleep, he indeed slept with his eyes open. Now, what I don't like about this is it just sounds really stupid. And knowing that Michael has always been branded eccentric in the press anyway, I mean, he was eccentric to some extent, but it was really blown out of proportion by the press. What I don't like about it is that by saying this is going to make people like the regular average Joe think, well, duh, it's Michael Jackson. What do you expect? So it's going to be like one more oddity and eccentricity just slapped upon his back. That's what I don't like about it. Uh, it, 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 it just makes me want to say, man, come on, fess up to what you did, you know? But on the other hand, I'm trying to look at things a little bit differently because I've been meeting some people on the internet, on YouTube, and on other websites who are saying, look, Michael was unfairly branded in the press. People were made to believe that he was guilty before he even walked through the door. And now the same thing is being done with Dr. Conrad Murray. Give him his day in court. Michael had his day in court. Murray deserves his day in court, just like any American. And they're right. So I'm going to do my best to keep an open mind about this. And I'm going to want to ask you out there to keep an open mind as well. And we'll just have to see what goes on in the weeks and months as this case goes by. Another odd thing that has happened today, actually, is that there is a report that Barbara Bach's husband, Barbara Bach, who was formerly the original Daisy Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard, her husband, David Perez, shot and killed himself today, and that David Perez was at one point Michael Jackson's music attorney, and that he had been his music attorney for several years, right up until about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So you have a second person who was close to Michael Jackson who has committed suicide. Of course, the first being Evan Chandler, who we all know was the father of the first boy who supposedly Michael had molested, which we all know was a lie. And that, I just feel that was just karma, okay? I don't know about David Perez's situation, but I will say to his family, and people are going to might not like me for this, but even towards the Evan Chandler family and to the families of the people who have taken their lives since Michael has passed away, you know, I want to express my deep sorrow and sympathy to each and every person out there because, you know, living through someone who has committed suicide is the most painful thing that anyone could go through. Now, I know because I lost my very best friend to suicide. I keep his picture on the back of Michael's picture because he and Michael were the two men who influenced me and who I loved the most, and I just want to carry a piece of them with me. So, yeah, it's been a very unusual week we've had. The stories in the press about what the defense team plans to do. We are going to still try to keep an open mind about everything that's going on in the case involving Conrad Murray, and also the sadness of the death of Barbara Bach's husband, who used to be former music attorney for Michael Jackson. A whole lot has been going on in the week of this case involving Michael. And as you know, I am always going to be here. Every couple of weeks, I'm going to update what's going on in the world with this case. And we're going to talk about it, sit down, discuss it, rationalize it, try and figure this crap out all the way up until the anniversary and even beyond to find out what happened to this great guy. And like I said before, to any of you who get this video, if you're not a fan, just bypass it. You don't have to watch it. I'm doing this for the fans. I met a lot of Michael Jackson fans, and this is my way of giving back to you guys. So, that's about it. I am wrapping up this Michael's Moment. This is nothing but breaking news. I'm going to come back with other Michael's Moments in the future. And as always, as I end it, smile, even though your heart is aching. Yes, I know, I'm terrible as a singer, but I love singing that because it makes me feel so much better every time. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Peace.